Hello, hello, my purpose friends. You already know what time it is. It's time for the purpose conversation. And I am your host of this oh so amazing podcast. I am Juva Alexander, and I am so excited that you are here. It is Sunday, and yeah, we are ready to end this week, and I hope that your week has been absolutely fabulous and amazing and all things good. This has been a week for me. Oh my gosh. Um, I'm not gonna go on and on, but let me start by saying happy heavenly birthday, Dad. Oh my gosh. My dad would have been 71 today. And anyway, I've been thinking about him all day and just the fact of, just the amazing man that he was. It's so funny how I've been highlighting all of this Black excellence, with all my Black excellence spotlight postings that you guys have been coming in on and chatting in on, and many of you have been a part of. Thank you for allowing me to show all of the excellence of you. But you know what? I should have highlighted my dad because to me, he definitely represented Black excellence. To the point that he showed me a lot of examples without necessarily just kind of showing me all of the things that I consider to be lectures. They were kind of life lessons, and I have the beauty of being able to reflect upon those now and not necessarily get so sad or all of the range of emotions and feelings that you feel, just kind of dealing with grieving. It's been 19 years. It's hard to believe, but it's been 19 years since he's been gone. But, every day truly did get, well, I won't say every day truly got easier, but, over time things got a little bit easier. And today, was just one of those days that I could just think about him. So, I don't usually dedicate a show to anybody particular, but you know what? Hey, I am going to highlight the Black excellence of Willie Luther Threet. And so this show is for him. And he was an absolutely amazing guy. He was an amazing father. And I know there were many people that, he influenced in life. And he was a Marine. He was definitely a Marine. I laugh because I always say that my dad was a Marine from the time I was born up until the time that he left us 19 years ago, and we had the whole military ceremony. And anyway, so salute, Dad. Happy birthday in heaven. And anyway, this has just been a week. It's been a very emotional type of roller coaster type of week, but I did get some stuff done. So, yay, me. And I hope that this has been maybe not an emotional roller coaster week for you too, but if it has, you know what? We have a brand new week starting tomorrow, and we get to do it all over again. And let's plan and expect to do it even better. But speaking of doing better, I think I needed this particular purpose conversation tonight with this particular, oh, so amazing, amazing guest that we have connected finally because we were supposed to do this a while ago. And anyway, I'm so excited that Coach Kelly Sweet she had the availability. She said, yes, let's go ahead and do this. And so I'm so excited for you all to come to get to know Kelly Sweet. And you know what? Let me tell you something. The purpose conversation, the very first launch, and I know that you guys have heard me say this before, how, it was a virtual type of event and I had all of these phenomenal speakers. Well, Kelly Sweet, she just so happened to be one of them. And I'm just really excited for her to come on. And as she likes to say, I've got jewels. That is her hashtag, baby. I've got jewels, and she's got jewels. Kelly is, of course, I'm getting ready to kind of like read her bio. So y'all just kind of bear with me a little bit. You know how I am. So yeah, throw in the specs. Kelly Sweet. She is a life coach. She is a writer. She's an author, a mental health advocate, passionate about people and healing. She enjoys helping build people's. She helps. She enjoys helping people build self confidence and gain the tools to feel better. See, y'all, isn't that? Don't you feel better already? And she not only wants them to feel better, but she wants to help them to live their purpose. Born and raised in Orange County, California. She currently resides in the Inland Empire, California. She's happily married to an oh so amazing man, and she has two beautiful children. And she's currently pursuing her doctorate in clinical psychology. And you know what, guys? As a student clinician, she provides psychotherapy. Yeah, she's smart, y'all. She provides psychotherapy to individuals and families, and she particularly enjoys helping those who suffer from mood or trauma disorders. Interesting, right? I love that Kelly has a purpose statement. Her purpose statement is that her purpose is to use her words to help other people heal. You know what? You absolutely can't get any better than that. And y'all know how we roll. If you would, a round of applause and a drum roll, please, as we bring to the stage Kelly Sweet. Three, two, one.
Hello. My phone.
Hey, Kelly.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Kelly's theme song, because I tell everybody pick a theme song because it's kind of fun. And then not only that, I absolutely love music. And so when my amazing guests come and they decide on which song they want to come out to, I'm like, I always find it interesting. Hers was Grateful by Ebony Janae. And if you guys haven't checked it out, go and check it out because yeah, this is so fitting. This is so fitting of Kelly. Kelly, welcome to the Purpose Conversation, sis.
Thank you for having me.
My absolute pleasure. We've been waiting for this for a while. This has been a while in the making, and I am so excited that you are here. And you look absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
How's your week been?
My week has been good. My week has been productive, busy, but I recognize that I'm thankful that I got things done. Grateful, like the song says, like I got what I need to get accomplished. So, yeah,
Oh, that's always a plus. Oh my gosh, yeah, because we can be busy and not get a darn thing done. We can be busy and stuck and busy and just like hollering. It's so funny because I heard myself say this to my oldest son earlier. Oh my gosh, I think I need a break. You know what I mean? So as long as it's busy but productive, that is always a good thing because you've gotten stuff done, you
right.
know? So this is really, really, really cool. First, Kelly, on your end, do you hear an echo?
I don't hear an echo on my end.
Okay. All right. Maybe I'm going to turn off some devices because I'm not sure where the echo is coming from, but we'll figure it out while Siri's trying to talk to me. And I'm like, girl, gone. Okay. So, Kelly, you know what? Let's go ahead and just start this off. I read your bio. But you know what? In your own words, for people that don't know, who is Kelly Sweet?
Yeah, so when I think of who I am, I like to start out by saying I'm a child of the Most High God.
Yes, honey.
That is the foundation of everything. But in day-to-day life, I am a mother. I'm a wife. I like to, use what I have, what God has given me and my experiences to help others heal. So I'm a life coach and now training to be this mental health professional where I'm able to help people in that way. But I'm a lover of people.
Mhm.
I'm passionate about people. That's a value of mine. And so whatever space I'm in, I'm going to be helping people heal. So yeah.
I think that's so cool. And you know, one thing that I really, really loved, and I'll be honest, usually one of my leading questions always, it is always like, you know, hey, what does purpose mean to you? But you actually came in the door with a purpose statement. And your purpose statement, it is one, I haven't heard quite put that way, but then again, it's no surprise because, of course, our purpose is unique to us.
Yeah.
Even if the purpose is, very similar to that of another,
Hmm.
most of the time, like I said, one of my questions is usually, what does purpose mean to you? But I really love the fact that you are keenly aware of what your specific purpose is in this moment.
Right.
And that is that doesn't often kind of happen. So it just kind of stuck out to me. Now, although we can probably assume we know, could you please elaborate on what your purpose statement means and that you want to use your words to help other people heal? What does that exactly mean, Kelly?
Yeah, so maybe I can start by saying this. When I think of purpose, I think of a term coined by Rick Warren, and it's called SHAPE, Pastor Rick Warren of Saddleback Church, and it's SHAPE. And so it's spiritual gifts, heart, abilities, personality, and experiences. And all of that will help lead you to a purpose. And so thinking of mine specifically, the Lord has given me just a way with words for some reason. That's kind of been confirmed to me, like a gift of exhortation or something with writing. And it seems as though when I use my words, whether it's speaking, whether I'm doing therapy, whether I'm writing something creatively, it helps people heal. And so taking my collective experiences and some of the challenges that I've been through and overcome, I can take all that together and really, really make a difference in the lives of others. So I hope that helps a little bit, but I can
Yeah.
explain more.
Yeah, well let's go. Let's talk about it. But I absolutely love it. And you've probably heard me say that, hey, I am a words girl.
Yeah,
So honey, I know without a shadow of a doubt that life and death and healing, all of that, it's in the power of the tongue, it's in the power of our words and what it is
yes,
that we speak and we put out here into the atmosphere. So for you to say, for this to be part of your purpose, is to be able to utilize your words. That's why I said it's so amazing because I've heard many purpose statements before, but
yeah.
not quite put like that. And for you to just be so keenly aware, I absolutely love it. But yeah, we can elaborate a little bit more if we want to go there and just kind of talk about, talk about it a little bit more.
I can also say that I've seen, like you said, words have power. And so they can be used to destroy people too. They're
Hmm.
very, very powerful. And I'm just thinking of how I knew that that was for me, just based on like, when the God gives you a gift, you take those gifts. And when you see fruit,
Hmm.
it is confirmed that you're really actually helping people. I haven't always recognized it until I've seen people's lives getting transformed from something I wrote or something that I said. I'm thinking of a time when I would always try to, encourage somebody, but this person wasn't the easiest to encourage, right? And so after
Hmm.
a while of like all these positive conversations, I was starting to get kind of frustrated. I remember thinking, okay, nothing I'm saying is helping this person. Like 5 conversations ago, like I just kind of got a little drained after a while. And I remember this person coming and saying, I want to thank you, Kelly, for all your positivity. You're the reason why I lost 50 pounds. And I'm going,
Oh my goodness. Yes.
like I didn't even recognize how God was using me, using my words to help this individual. So there was that confirmation that the what you say really really makes a difference in people. And so I've seen that there. I've seen that with the writing. Like I write music, I write books, and people say it helps them. And so using, what God gave me, the gift of exhortation, and putting it uniquely based on my experiences to help people actually change their lives.
I love it. I love it. And you know what? One of the things that I've found myself doing, I do this often, and it's only because I finally got a revelation, a complete revelation and understanding about how powerful our words are. Because there was a point in time I had absolutely no clue, anything about my words. You just say whatever. But um, I find myself now being very guarded
Mm,
when it comes to my words.
yeah.
And not just words that I'm speaking, but sometimes, honey, the words that I'm writing, you hear on social media, you see some of everything, right? Or either you're tempted to write a text. There have been so many times where I think there's this little meme or video that goes around says, somebody's typing this text like or putting up some sort of post like no, nope, take it down right now. So it's like I can kind of hear that, but it's so important because I find myself being extremely guarded when it comes to my words. And I may not necessarily react instantly.
Yeah.
Sometimes if something occurs, I've learned to just kind of put a muzzle on it until, I'm ready to really kind of speak on certain things. Do you find yourself being very guarded or just being intentional about your words?
I definitely have to be. I try to be. And I fall short at times.
We all
Sometimes
do.
I go back, I'm like, why would I say that? Because your words do have power, but absolutely, absolutely. That is a goal of mine to try to be very intentional about what I say because I know the power of words.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, also in your bio, I understand that you enjoy helping those who suffer from mood or trauma disorders.
Yeah.
For the sake of clarity, please tell us, if you would, what exactly is someone who suffers from mood or trauma disorders? What does that really mean? What is that about?
Yeah, so thinking about it like from a clinical perspective, because I do psychotherapy, there are certain mood disorders that probably are pretty common when we think about, we hear like anxiety disorders, like generalized anxiety disorder or major depressive disorder, or even the bipolar disorders are ones that are pretty common. So those are
Right,
some of the mood disorders that I work with. And trauma, I think of like post traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, which we commonly hear of as well, but many people are suffering from those particular things. And it's people of all socioeconomic classes, backgrounds, races, religion, like it doesn't really matter. So many people are suffering from those things. And so there's a real need to help people heal in those areas.
right. And I find that really interesting because I really didn't. I guess because that's not necessarily my lane, but I didn't really know exactly what a mood disorder was,
Yeah.
and wow, I really appreciate you because there are so many people that suffer with all sorts of illnesses, mood disorders,
Yeah.
and you don't necessarily know how to reach them. Especially, for instance, I have a family member, probably have several family members that deal with specific mood disorders that you've mentioned,
Yeah.
and to see them maybe during a time where they may be manic or
Yeah.
something, no one truly understands. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard for people to kind of wrap their minds around because all of a sudden you see this person and she's been good, been herself, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, who is this person? Because it's almost like they are not themselves at all. And I'm not trying to diagnose any particular celebrity, but we all know of a particular celebrity that has been out, and from our understanding that he's been without medication and things like that. How important is it for people with certain mood disorders to have that right blend of medications, or what are your thoughts on the medications and things like that? Let's say somebody that has bipolarism, that's dealing with this particular mood disorder.
Yeah, I definitely think it really depends on the person. I believe,
Hmm.
um, as a Christian, I think we're multidimensional, and some things do need to be addressed biologically. And for some people, that means medication. For
Yeah.
others, maybe they'll just manage it through therapy and diet and different things of that nature. But for some people, it has been quite helpful. And when they don't take it, their moods, they really suffer. And like you said, they could be a celebrity, they can be the most beautiful, talented, rich person, and they're still suffering. Believers, they love the Lord, they're anointed, they're doing things, they're
Yes.
gifted, and they're still suffering. Even the pastors. And
Yes.
so it's important that we know that everyone's different, that we did destigmatize therapy, medication for some people, because some people really need it. It's a chemical thing that they're dealing with. Has nothing. It's not spiritual, right?
Hmm.
And I believe that God equips people um, to help us in different areas of our lives. So I think it's essential for some people, and some people are suffering just because of the stigma. Like Christians, we think
Mm.
we don't have enough faith, and that's just not true. Like
Oh,
you're just sick, right? And it's a sickness, not anything to be ashamed of, but just like any other sickness, if you were to go to the doctor for, this one is, within your mood. Your moods are extreme, and it's causing what we call clinically significant distress. You can't function. You can't even operate on in purpose when you're
mm,
suffering in that way.
right.
Yeah.
And I think it's so, oh my gosh, it's so important that we really have this type of conversation and be very transparent about it.
Yeah.
Because religion has taught us some things, and don't get me wrong, girl, I pray in a minute.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
I believe that there is absolutely there's nothing under the sun that God cannot do. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So I know that healing is available to each and every one of us. I mean, that's what I know that I know that I know. Um, Oftentimes though, at least what I've kind of heard, and like I said, we won't be able to fix something until we address it.
Mhm.
So I'm glad that you mentioned how, as Christians, you know we suffer too, right? We suffer. You have a pastor that's suffering. But I've run into many a times, especially when it comes to a sickness that you cannot see
Mm.
necessarily, that oftentimes you're told to kind of pray it away,
Yeah.
or that this person has, a demon, or it's something demonic.
Yeah.
I think it's important for us to be able to talk about this and to change the narrative, so you will. Because what has been your experience? Have you had any pushback when
Um,
you try to reach out to these particular people, or when you're dealing with these type of people? you know how do you overcome or get around that pushback in educating our
I think that one of the things that I like to do, and I've been working on, is this integrating Christianity into mental health. And so, the clients that I work with, as a life coach and as a therapist, there's a lot of them that identify as Christian, but
okay?
we're not telling you to not bring your faith into it. I think it's super important as a Christian, right?
Yes.
Bring that in, but also know that there's other aspects of you, and it's not leaving God out, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes, let's talk about that, Kelly. Yes, go there.
yeah, it's not leaving God out. Bring him into the therapy room. Bring prayer into the therapy room. These are important things for healing. Prayer does change things. But God made us relational too. And sometimes the healing happens in a conversation, right? But you
Hmm.
still pray, you still read your word, you meditate on the word. we were doing a study, we're doing a research study on Lectio Divina. And Lectio Divina is Christian meditation, and we're doing an intervention in therapy to see how it helps people with race-based traumatic stress. And so, find someone who can integrate the two. It's often a specialty, and that's something I'm really working on. But we really need to be able to understand that your faith is important, but also our evidence based skills are important as well. And we're not discounting faith. I need faith. It's extremely important to me. And so bring it into therapy. Let's use it all to really help people heal.
I love that. I love that. Um, and I'm glad that we talked about it and you kind of put it out there. And I'm really interested now. I've never heard of this particular meditation type of practice, right? Could you tell me the name of it again?
So Lectio Divina. So it was Christian as Christians, we talk. The Bible talks a lot about meditating on the Word day and night, and so
Oh, yes.
some of the professors that are at the school that I go to, because I'm working on my doctorate in clinical psychology, they've been doing research on this, and so they're doing research on this, working with Christian clients to help them mitigate symptoms like mood symptoms, trauma symptoms, and we're seeing results. And so when the study comes out that we're working on, I'll definitely share it. But it's powerful meditating on scripture, and we're looking at it from a research perspective. And so we believe in the, I believe in the word. And I think that bring that in and let's talk about it, and let's use some of the modalities that we use to integrate the two to help people heal.
Wow. You know what? I think I've been doing that and I didn't even realize it because when when I find myself just overwhelmed or dealing with some of the things that life tends to want to throw your way, and I say I call it my time to shut it down, and when I shut it down, I shut it down.
Yeah.
I won't, engage on social media or any of the things that are distracting me right at the moment. And even if it is only for 15 minutes, 30 minutes or more, I'll spend the time just kind of shutting it down, getting it quiet. But then the only thing that I'm truly hearing, or if I'm to hear anything, is, the word of God.
Yes.
And sometimes it may just be one scripture, it might be several. Sometimes I'll put on just soft music or what have you, but I'm able to just kind of, yeah. So I think I've been practicing that anyway and didn't realize it. And I think too sometimes it's like the thing that's in you, you know what I mean? So if it's in you, it's going to just kind of come out. But I really like that. So yeah, as you guys find more information, please share with me. I would greatly appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Speaking of you as the life coach, Kelly, the life coach,
Yeah.
we have affectionately called you the self confidence life coach. And I think that's so cool because I think, Kelly, that self confidence and purpose, it goes absolutely hand in hand. Can you tell us about your life coaching services? What is all of this about? Because you are serious about this self-confidence. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I think my passion started because I had no confidence starting early on. So there were a lot of variables that led to that.
Really?
I believe what I believe. Yeah. So as a young person and even as a younger adult, like I just did not believe in myself. I believed in God, but I believed in God for a long time. Strong faith. People would compliment me and say certain things, but I didn't believe it. And
Really?
so, yeah, so I recognize that you can love God, believe God, you can be gifted, anointed, and still like not even love yourself or believe in yourself.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting how you can be confident, like, in other places, but don't really know who you are. And so I recognized that when I begin to kind of learn who I was and change my mindset, it really empowered me to do everything that God created me to do.
Ah, and that in itself is part of purpose. I absolutely love that. So when you are coaching your clients and you are having a self-confidence talk, that thing, how do you lead into that? What is that like, sitting on the Zoom with you, or sitting on a couch, or at the park, or what have you? What does that look like? What is a session with Kelly Sweet like, when we're talking about, you meet that woman or that man, that teenager, whomever, um, and you recognize that, hey, there's a lack of some self-confidence, and you need it. So how do you what is that, what does a session look like with you?
I think it looks like finding out where people are and where they're lacking. I think that I'm really big on this holistic approach. I talk this holistic approach. And I think that when you see that people are suffering in that, you can kind of tell by, how they're showing up in their life, the things that they believe about themselves. But I recognize that there's something missing. So I try to find out what it is. So my book, I've got Jules, a holistic approach to self-confidence. I name 7 things, right?
Okay, you know what, Kelly, you've written a couple of books. I think
Yeah,
this would
go
be a
ahead
perfect
too fast.
time.
Sorry.
Can may I bring can no, you're perfect.
Okay.
But can I bring in maybe some pictures of the book, and we can
Yeah,
uh I
absolutely.
have them together. You have
Okay.
two. But
Okay.
yeah, so this one to the, well, I guess it's to my left and maybe to everybody else's right. But yeah, let's talk about it. I've got Jules.
Yeah. So that book is foundational. I recognize that these are the things that help me. And when I see these things in other people where they're lacking, these other people need these things too. So it's this foundational book to look at 7 things: your identity, like knowing who you are. And this is talking to believers, really. When I was writing this, I was talking to believers.
Okay.
Um, so loving yourself, right?
Yes.
Knowing, being your own kind of beautiful. This is really important, right? Because I've
Yes.
seen anointed, gifted, amazing, educated people, and they suffer in their confidence because they don't see the physical beauty, the way the world sees you, and the world way that's so important. And so I talked about that beauty. I also talked about your mind, like the way you think about things. That's another area. Your self care, also
Mm,
your relationships. Okay. What kind of relationships are you in? Like what kind of, that's super important. And also the action piece. Now you got to take action once you have all that. And I found that all of those things together collectively help people to have pretty solid self-confidence. So I talk about that in the book. So that's what I'm going to do in a coaching session. I'm going to find out where you're lacking, and that's the area that we're going to build upon.
oh, I love that. And just to have all of the parts, especially when you think about it, and I know plenty of Christian people, beautiful people, but they don't have the confidence in themselves, that they may not feel as if they look the way society thinks that they should look. And
Right.
I mean, these are men and women that are out here doing the thing out here for the kingdom,
Right.
and but to see them suffering in that area, it's kind of painful, you
Right.
know it's kind of painful. But then, and I mean, and then you may have others that are, suffering just as bad, and they have no idea where to even start with self-care and
Yes.
taking care of themselves, because, of course, as women, we can take on the whole world, and we're doing all wearing all these different hats and things like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm so glad that you wrote that book, and it would make perfect sense that you would probably just kind of lead with that in a way, and determine where people are, and to help them to build upon that. Have you seen the results? And I know that you have, from any of your clients that have gone through a self confidence type of session. And I know it's probably over a period of time, but any really great success stories that you're able to kind of like discreetly, or to share in some sort of way, without us, putting people's business all on blast. But you know what I mean?
You know what really comes to mind is just what people tell me, that it really helped me, and this is people of all ages, all walks of life. when people say, wow, this is really helping me. Wow, I've never heard that. I didn't believe it. When I get on and I listen to your live, I feel so at peace. Like I get this, when I do it, I get a lot. I'm like, okay, wow, like this is really, really working. And so, I use the person in the beginning, somebody who I really loved, who didn't seem to be receiving anything, but really I'm taking these principles, whether people know it or not, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
just trying to speak life into people. And so that's what I was doing when I was talking to the individual who said I was the reason why they lost 50 pounds. I would have never known that. Because
Right.
sometimes you don't see it, right? You don't see it. And then I'm like, wow. And so I said a lot of people, when people affirm it by telling me, wow, this is really helping me, I know that I'm in the right direction.
I absolutely love that. And where can we find I've got jewels?
You can find it on Amazon.com or BarnesandNobles.com.
Okay, okay. And that's I've got jewels, and I absolutely love it. And wouldn't you agree that self-confidence and purpose, it definitely goes hand in hand, right?
Absolutely. I mean, like I
Absolutely.
said, I see people who are thriving in every way and they still don't believe. So they're not necessarily enjoying it. They're not present. We see people, and this is very deep, but we see people take their lives. So we think have it all. We
Oh,
think
girl, yes. Right.
financially they look good, they have the family, but something, they're suffering in some way, with how they see themselves, right?
Mhm.
And so, it's very difficult to understand that, anybody can suffer, anybody can, struggle to believe in themselves. Doesn't matter where they are in their life, so it's important.
That's right. That's right. Um, what age range do you have, a specific age group that you would normally work with that would, want to have a session with you? Um,
Yeah, I work a lot with adults. I would say probably the people that like look at my stuff the most are between like the ages of like, I don't know, 25 and 55, 60 maybe. When I
okay,
look at kind of the numbers, that's who kind of likes to
to
follow my
engage.
stuff. Yeah,
I love that, and especially to know that you have your audience, and you're able to see that you have some people that are like 20, but especially 25. I'd say that 25 to maybe early 30s, sometimes that's when they are trying to figure some stuff out.
yeah.
All of a sudden, you're like adult for real. You didn't realize that all of a sudden you're adult for real. And so life begins to sometimes hit you a little differently. So I think that's awesome that they're tuning in. What is your platform right now? What platform? How can we connect with you and get some of them jewels, girl?
Well, come over to my Instagram, Kelly Sweet Coaching, or Facebook. You can look up Kelly Sweet Life Coach. And I'm definitely working on launching a regular platform where I can speak to the people. I'm working on launching a podcast in April, called the Life Jewels Academy, where I really can give
Ah,
some of this to people on a consistent basis. Because I haven't been doing it as much just because of my working on a doctorate. And also seeing clients it takes up a lot of my time. So
oh, that's probably an understatement.
right. So but I really feel like I want to do this and I want to help people in all ages. By the way, you talked about that the younger people, the younger adults who need it, but I like to also speak to the older people, and you'd be surprised. Like even at an older age, a lot of people think I'm too old for this. I can't do this
Mm,
anymore. Like the world doesn't need me anymore because it's too late, and it's just not true. Like we need younger people, we need older people, we need people in the middle, and so I love to see my older people come on as well.
I love that, Kelly. And I so appreciate it. Girl, you need to. Yes. I cannot wait for your podcast. I think I was telling you pre-show, all I seem to do lately, like kind of on my downtime or even the ride into work, whereas, before, honey, I would have my Steve Harvey morning show on, and I still love my Steve Harvey morning show. But oh my gosh, but just to be able to take a minute and to catch a podcast that I really, that I follow, and there are several right now, some on leadership development and anything that's usually like women empowerment. I'm all in for it. Things on purpose, because a lot of people, there's a lot of us talking purpose out here, and I'm absolutely loving it.
Right.
So I'm so excited to know that you are launching your podcast, and we will be looking forward to it. Absolutely. Yay, Kelly. Yes, do it, girl. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. Yeah.
Good. I think that will, and then you talk about your words.
Yeah.
Girl, you're going to be able to, ooh, I can see it now. I can hear it now. Your voice, your words, and being able to really impact lives. So it's like on a whole different level. So many people that you probably would never even meet in life, you'd have the opportunity to connect with them. Because one thing that I can tell you, because I'm a follower of podcasts, and
Yeah.
when you find your person, you find your show, you're gonna stick with it, and you're gonna tune in. So I'm a big fan. So you let me know as soon as, well, either way it goes, I'm connected with you anyway. So I'm gonna know when you drop it, and I will definitely be tuning in and sharing. This is awesome. You know what, Kelly? I didn't even say hello to my purpose friends, other than in the first intro. I see that we have several people that are on. And so I want to tell you, in Facebook land and YouTube, welcome to the Purpose Conversation. Hey, y'all. Thank you so much for always coming on and supporting. And I want to tell you that if you have any questions of Kelly or I, or you want to chime in any way, we are open to engage and speak and everything. Kelly, you want to say hey to my Purpose fans?
Hello, purpose friends. Happy
Oh,
Sunday.
happy Sunday. Kelly, piece of advice, anything that comes top of mind that you'd like to share, whether it's about mental health, whether it's about going to therapy, whether it's about purpose itself, life coaching, anything. Is there anything, any jewel, any nugget that you'd like to share with us this evening?
Yeah, everybody has a purpose. Everyone has a purpose. Everyone, there's something for everyone. And so be encouraged. If you haven't found a solution to your problem yet, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Keep going, be open to help, and keep pushing, because there's something unique and great about each and every individual. No one's good at everything, but everybody's good at something. So be
Yes,
encouraged, friends, at any age. Okay. At any age, no matter where you are, I just want you to know that. Believe in yourself.
I love that. Okay. Kelly, when you were a little girl, what did you want to be when you grew up?
A writer.
Did you?
I did.
I love that. And speaking of writing, I know that you said that you write music. I think that's absolutely amazing. Do you sing?
A little something, something. But I'm definitely
It-
more of a writer than a singer. But I do sing. I do sing. And I'm going to be working on putting my music out soon. So, yeah.
oh, Kelly, that is so awesome. Oh my gosh. I think I could be well, I know that I probably cannot be a singer unless you just want to hear some joyful noise, but I really think that I could write some music.
Yeah.
Speaking of writing, I'm going to put your books back up here, because
Yeah.
there are two books that you've written, of course. Of course, we've got I've Got Jules. Tell us about this second book with this woman with her hands lifted high in the air, and it's beautifully illustrated, the whole thing. Tell us about this particular book.
Yeah, so that's my little book of poetry called Feel Good Poetry: Words and Illustrations to Make You Smile. And what I had in mind, when I wrote it, was just helping people, again, using my words to help people heal. There's so much chaos, so much sadness, so much overwhelm, and I thought, what can I say to help people feel better? Because sometimes that's what they need. They need encouragement. And so I had my husband, who was an illustrator and designer, do all these colorful pictures for me. One thing I really wanted to do was be inclusive of all like shapes, sizes, like races and stuff. And so I tried to make the people, the people characters look different. Not everybody is skinny, not, there's just different types of people with different features. Some people, different races and stuff like that. And so I just wanted to encourage people to feel better. What can I do to make people smile? So that's what I was thinking when I did that.
I love that, and I happen to have both of your books, and they are absolutely just phenomenal. And I think it's really cool that 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 your book of poetry, the feel good poetry, that it's so perfectly in tune, and you and your husband, that you guys kind of collaborated on that, and it turned out to be a beautiful masterpiece, and it does make you just feel good. What was your favorite piece in there?
Oh wow. Um, there's one about loving yourself, and like my beauty is distinct. That was
Mhm.
really important to me. Like I said, as someone who had no self-confidence, and I think my beauty is distinct is a huge one that I think of, because people need to know that you are beautiful regardless of, you know, who's validating it and what's popular right now. You are
Yes,
you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are beautiful, and your beauty is distinct.
I absolutely love it. And again, we could probably find this one on Amazon as well. Yes.
Yes, you can. Amazon.com. Yes.
I love it. I love it. And your husband, I know that he's the illustrator. And once people see this, I want to give him a plug. But he's done absolutely fabulous work. Are you guys thinking about maybe doing another project? Can we expect to see more? I'd love to be able to just see more of his stuff too.
Yeah, hopefully we are doing some things together. Some of my stuff that I'm doing is a little bit different right now, but he's always creating things. He has a company called Divine Image Apparel, so you can actually look at him on Instagram, and he's always creating things. And so he has clothing that he illustrates for, and it's very unique. A lot of people really like some of his stuff, and so you can see some of his stuff there.
I love it. Absolutely. Uh, cool, cool, cool beans. All right. I wanted to ask you, let's see, let me put on my little thing here. The Life Jules Academy, the podcast. So I'm gonna go
Yeah.
back to that real quick.
Yes.
You said that this is a show that will allow us to be able to kind of get more of the jewels on a different platform, on a different, I guess, in another way. Um, what made you decide that you wanted to go the podcasting route? And how do you how did you realize that that was just kind of connected to your particular purpose at this particular time? Because I know that you're a busy lady. I mean,
Yeah.
you're trying to get your doctorate, for goodness sake. So I know that you're busy. How did all of this just kind of transpire? And you're like, hey, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start this podcast. And what would you say to other people that are busy like you, right? But they know that there's something that they need to do. How would you encourage them to step out and just do it? How are you doing this?
I would say I felt like it was something I should do because, like I said, there's people that will say this really helped me, but you have to be in front of the people who need it, right? And what I found is, like for example, when Periscope was around, I had never really known anything about Periscope, and I would get on
Mhm.
Periscope, do a live, and 500 to 1,000 people would jump on, and I'm like, okay, I had 20 people on Facebook, and so my audience and the people who needed to hear my message were somewhere else, and I didn't
Mm,
recognize it. So they weren't seeing it necessarily on Facebook. Um, and so when I recognize this, I need to maybe get in front of other people, and there may be somebody else that needs to hear this message, in a different space. And so kind of trying something different. And what I was finding is a lot of people were kind of finding, like you said, very important information on podcasts. And I'm like, okay, this is how a lot of people are getting their information now. And so they may not see me here on this Facebook page due to algorithms or whatever, but maybe if I'm on a different platform, the people that need to hear my message will hear it. So that's what I saw. And I think if you see that, I want to encourage people, if there's something you want to do or you believe you're good at, and to take those gifts and just go ahead and get started. You'll get better as you go. Do your research, but get started. In People need to hear your unique message. I can't be you. I cannot replace you. You can't replace me. Remember, I said your shape what makes you up. It's so different for every single individual, and so there's someone for everybody, and someone needs to hear what you have to say.
Wow. Kelly, I'm serious. I could sit here and just listen to you all day. I really can. I mean, I know your words are healing, but you have such a soothing tone to your voice. And I'm like just kind of inclined. And I can picture, yeah, yeah, you are so amazing. And I am so incredibly thankful that we were able to go ahead and finally get this done and come on. And I hope that at some point in time that we'll be able to do it again.
I would
We'll
love
be
to.
able to do it one more time on this platform, or I have a couple other things in the works. So we'll connect and
Yeah.
we'll see. But I love your voice, and I'd love to be able to just kind of collaborate and maybe just sit down and just kind of chat again. Okay. What's up next for you? What do you have going on? Anything we need to look out for? Or are you taking on any new clients for life coaching sessions? What's the deal, Kelly? What we got going on?
Not doing a ton of life coaching these days, just because I'm doing therapy, and so I work in a community mental health center, and so I have therapy clients, and so that's what I'm doing in terms of that. I definitely look out for me on my podcast. Look for me in April. Come to at Kelly Sweet Coaching on Instagram or Facebook. Stay connected so I can give you that information. Do look for more books and music. Um, when I do this podcast, I'm going to write the music for it. And so you get to hear it there. Another thing, just encouraging, just using my words to uplift people, because we need that. We need it. I need it. We all need it. So look for all that.
Oh, I love it. Kelly, maybe can you write jingles too? I
I
need a
can.
jingle.
I've
Oh
always
my
wanted
gosh.
to do that. I can. I
Oh,
can.
I need a jingle for the purpose conversation. Girl, we really need to have a one-on-one and just to chat. Look at me trying to go ahead and hire and contract you out right in the middle of your busy. But yeah, yeah. I absolutely love it. This has been awesome. I was telling you that I really appreciate you coming on to the show. It was very important that this particular month that I had some absolutely amazing people as we explore Black History Month, and
Yeah.
in honor of Black History Month, just showcasing Black excellence, and you are absolutely Black excellence.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you. But this particular show, it's going to kind of lead into what we have going on next month. Of course, of Women History Month is next. So March, y'all know that I'm all for women and women empowerment and all things girls. So
Yeah.
yeah. So, but I'm gonna do an extraordinary women series, and I'm going to kind of concentrate on the mind, body, and soul. So
Yes.
thank you for bringing it and setting the pace right now, setting the bar for these other women that are going to come behind you. And I thank you so much for just your time and for coming on. Are there any shout outs? You want to shout anybody out?
Wow. Oh my gosh, I could go on and on. Just my family, my husband, children, amazing professors, because I'm learning so much from them, who are teaching me Christian integration and clinical psychology. I'm under some really great leadership. I love my church right now. I need that. Amazing pastor and bishop. New Day Christian Fellowship. I want to shout them out because they're blessing me right now in Corona.
Yes.
Yeah, so those are my shout outs.
Okay. Oh, you know what? We need to say happy birthday to somebody very special. Uh, we have a nephew, right? And it is
Yes.
our nephew's. It is. I was getting ready to say TJ, but from my understanding, he's no longer TJ, but Terrence.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. I gotta watch myself then, because I
That's
probably
right.
slip up and say
So,
TJ.
Auntie Kelly and Auntie Juva, we're going
Yeah.
to say happy birthday to Terrence. Sweet 16. Can you believe it?
Wow,
Isn't that
no.
crazy?
No, it goes by so fast. Oh
It
my
does. Happy birthday, Terrence, TJ.
yes, happy birthday, Terrence. I hope you have an amazing, amazing week and weekend. I hope it went well for you, dear.
I hope it did too. I'm still tripping out on he's 16. Oh my gosh.
Right.
All right, Kelly. Well, this has been absolutely phenomenal. You are absolutely phenomenal.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. I'm looking forward to the upcoming podcast, the music, connecting and saying, "Oh, girl, let me contract you out to write this jingle." And get the purpose conversation because I can hear it like in my head, but I can't, do it. So yeah, let's go. But thank you, thank you, thank you. And to all of my amazing, oh, so amazing purpose friends, again, thank you for your support, for your love, for always tuning in. Even for those that are checking it out on replay, I want to thank you. Thank you for just being you and showing up. You absolutely rock. Make sure you come back in next week because I'm celebrating women all month long. Now, I probably won't do a post an extraordinary woman every single day because y'all Black History Month, y'all have been fabulous and wonderful, but it's a bunch of people. Didn't
Right.
realize how many amazing, beautiful Black excellence that I just know, and I'm just simply amazed. And so the women, but we're gonna go ahead and bring it in, and we're gonna bring it in strong. But in the meantime, I want you all to have an absolutely beautiful week. And as always, I want to encourage you and you and you and you and you to continue to seek, discover, and to pursue your purpose on purpose. You've been watching the Purpose Conversation Live podcast. Have a good evening, everybody. Bye, Kelly. Thank you.
Thank you.